Hi, I just wanted to do a quick video about social media and the media in times of coronavirus. So I did do a previous video about language that's used at this time. There's a lot of similar language that's being used. For example, well, coronavirus, the virus, pandemic, unprecedented times, peacetime. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So, one of the things that I recommended in my other video about language was to, one thing is to recognize all this language that's being used constantly and to recognize that that can have a really negative effect on us, especially if we're following, for example, let's say lots of fake news websites or people that are putting, updating their status constantly with negative news or upsetting news, and the way that people convey these things is usually through especially if they're angry, because there's a lot of things like conspiracy theories going around, capital letters, exclamation marks. There's a lot of breaking news and red headlines and stuff like that. So now more than ever, I mean, this goes for any time, but now more than ever, who we're following and unfollowing can have an enormous impact on our mental health, so huge that we might not be noticing. We might think, oh yeah, it's fine, just scrolling through, but literally we're getting swamped with negative information, upsetting information, fake information, scaremongering, people being angry, people being upset. There's so much of it around. There's so much. So follow and unfollow, literally just take half an hour out of your day, or an hour, depends how many people that you follow on Instagram, on Facebook and all the rest of it. But just take the time out to sit down, have a cup of coffee, and literally just go through and follow and unfollow. So basically you want to unfollow people, even if they're your friends, but people that are posting things which aren't beneficial to your mental health. People that are angry or scaremongering and sharing lots of things that you don't want to see. Unfollow them. You can still be friends with them, but just unfollow them. On Facebook, obviously on Instagram you have to just unfollow them. But there's nothing wrong with that. We need to protect our mental health so much. And also there's so many people at home alone, wanting to connect, wanting to go online and see what everyone's talking about and see what their friends are doing. So we're going to be online maybe more than ever, and combined with so much kind of negative news and scaremongering around as well, more than ever. This is quite a rocky combination. So literally do take the time out to unfollow. Also, let's say news sources that aren't very credible, unfollow them as well. I've unfollowed, I can't even remember who it was, and I don't want to say but it was just one website that just kept posting breaking news in scary headlines, and it was just constantly on my news feed. So yeah, unfollowed them. So unfollow anything like that. Follow credible news sources, okay? Follow the World Health Organization as well, okay? Follow sources that are not trying to scare you, that are not scaremongering, that are putting out not always necessarily the correct information, because information changes, but at least the intentions are good. They are going to be as credible as credible can be. So yeah, World Health Organization, Chief Medical Officer, credible news updates like that, really, you want to be following. Gov.uk, you want to be following them. Just go straight to the source and follow all of these kind of sources of news and information. The other thing is that seek out, for example, if you have a favourite comedian, okay, I've said this before, but comedy is so important, and it's so important because it reduces our stress levels, it boosts our immune system, we burn calories, there's just so much that it does, comedy, for us, and especially right now. So seek out your favourite comedians, see if they have a Facebook page, see if they have an Instagram page, see if they're doing Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives. Connect with other people in those groups that, you know, you can have like fun, like a banter with in the comments, rather than people getting into like arguments about conspiracy theories. That's not, you know, that's not a good positive thing that we want to be doing right now. So yeah, seek that out. Seek out your favourite TV programmes or Netflix or whatever. Start following all of that kind of stuff so that your news feed actually becomes full of stuff that's makes you happy. Like, why not? Okay. Same with Instagram. Also, you know, things like, there's a lot going around at the moment as well about, you know, you have to get fit and you have to do this and that. You know, if this is, you know, that can be very triggering, especially if you're at home and you're feeling a bit depressed and you're like, oh, just not really motivated to do anything. That's fine too. Like, go and follow some like body positivity models and things like that. Just have a social media cleanse, so that instead of scrolling through scary, negative, you know, angry or argumentative posts, which is just getting absorbed into your brain, just go and just follow, you know, positive and credible news sources, comedians, favourite TV programmes and stuff. So you're getting swamped with that instead, you know. Not saying to bury your head in the sand, because the thing is, it is important to know the facts and everything, but you don't need to know that 24/7, okay, when a lot of that's fake news and all the rest of it, okay. You only need to, you can actually program in like an hour in the day, from like 4 till 5, or maybe from 5 till 6 or 5 till 6:30 or whatever, you know. Then you can incorporate the daily update from Downing Street, the 6 o'clock news, and you're done, you know, done. Put it away until the next day. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of an obvious one, but I think it'd be really good to just make an effort and do it, because it makes such a difference.